Wait, hold on. Big Stan at the what?
Chatting to Steve Aoki tonight, one of the legends of music, one of the legends of the world, a man who needs absolutely no introduction. Steve, thank you very much for your time this evening. Coming to you from a chilly Cape Town, South Africa, representing Good Hope FM. My name is Stan. I'm from the Good Hope FM Big Breakfast. We play your music all the time. We draw so much inspiration from what you've done, from your past projects, and we're looking forward to the future because the whole world is in lockdown. Is it similar your side?
Yeah, it is. I don't know what the world looks like outside my house. I just been kind of in my neighborhood. I'll take some jogs around the neighborhood, but I don't really like go out anywhere. So, but I think from what I understand, Las Vegas is back to essential businesses. So there's a lot of activity going on. I think people are like out and about. I'm not sure how protected everyone is, like wearing masks and gloves. Like I don't think anyone's wearing gloves, but I'm not sure how many people are in masks. But I wear a mask. I always have a mask in my pocket. So if I'm like gonna go out, I'm gonna just put it on. It's not a big deal to me to wear a mask, honestly.
No, of course. So obviously this side as well. I just quickly want to touch base on your foundation, the Aoki Foundation. Tell us about some of the work that you guys are busy with.
Yeah, so our whole foundation is focused on all things brain, everything about the brain. So for me, there's a couple of different orgs that we work with so far. A few that work on finding cures for the degenerative diseases in the brain, and others that work on longevity. Also finding like ways to unlock the doors, if you will, in our brain that we're trying to get into and trying to explore more about. And especially now during COVID, we're focusing a lot on mental health because stress levels are on the rise, anxiety's on the rise. I mean, we're in isolation, so we're just dealing with ways. We're just finding out ways how to cope. So I created this. The foundation created this series called Mindfulness Marathon, and I'm talking to experts in various fields where they talk about and kind of share insight on how to deal with COVID. So I'm talking to Andy Puttycombe from Headspace on meditation, on the power of meditation. I talked to a yogi. I talked to Wim Hof about cold therapy, like cold plunges, where you like sit in a cold bath or a cold shower, breath work. And we wouldn't think the power of breath work and breath holding.
That's interesting.
It enhances your immune system. I talked to Dr. Rhonda Patrick. She's been on Joe Rogan like 9 times at Found My Fitness. So she tells me about heat therapy and how if you sit in the sauna long enough, you develop these heat shock proteins that basically stop plaques building up in your cardiovascular and also in your brain. And it's just super healthy for you. It's like actually great for performance and stamina as well. And then animal connectivity with Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer, and how important that is. How to build a better relationship with your pets. Sleep. The list goes on. It's actually really interesting. It's all on my YouTube. So I just posted the one up with the founder of Headspace. That was up yesterday. So I'm talking from a very 101 noob perspective for people that might not even understand. Like, for example, I talked to Raghunath Kapo about yogic fasting, yoga fasting. I go in like step by step, so people might know what yoga is all about, but might not understand like the philosophy behind it and why you do it. You don't just do it just to stretch,
Of course.
So,
and information available on YouTube.
Yeah. So it's on YouTube. Also, the website's aokifoundation.org to see all the different things that we've done, um, like where we raise our money and who we raise our money for, how to donate, that kind of stuff. But it's just a communication hub. I want dialogue to happen, especially getting people inspired about the brain. So
100%.
it's a conversation that just doesn't happen all that much in pop culture. It's very scientific, and some of these incredible breakthroughs are happening, and information is happening inside these scientific journals and the small community is really exciting stuff that I think a lot of people would like to know about.
Just in terms of inspiration at the moment to make new music, to do online parties, where's your mind at?
Yeah, that's exactly, you just nailed it on the head, what I'm doing. The main thing I'm doing right now is studio time, working on music, a ton of remixes. I just finished 2 remixes for 2 Japanese artists. So it's like I like to take on remixes for records and ideas of things that I wouldn't normally do. It also like sharpens my sword as far as production in different worlds. And that's definitely like the name of my game is collaboration outside my space. I love like working with K-pop. Now I'm working with J-pop, and remixing J-pop is really kind of like the first step to doing like a full collaboration. So it's like training ground for me, but I love it. I love remixing outside my genre. So I'm doing tons of production in the studio a lot, and then these virtual DJ sets. Like I did 3 already this week. I'm doing another one today. So I mean, it's like set up in my house. I did like like the first Fortnite, first in-game DJ set in Fortnite. That was really, really cool.
Steve, speaking of your house, is that the same house that Scott Disick flipped? Disick flipped, is that the house you're in?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he helped.
You have a beautiful home.
Thanks, man. Yeah, he helped me because I needed more space in there because this house is just a glorified studio with accommodations. It's like the main focus of this house is my studio, and I have artists coming here, songwriters coming here, I have camps coming here. Well, not anymore, but I did.
Yeah.
And when you have like a bunch of songwriters and musicians all like sharing ideas and playing music, like I didn't have enough room, so he helped me build these pods out so that way people can just crash. We're working for 8 hours and they need to take a nap, they can just crash in these pods.
You've been to Cape Town, you performed at Ultra. Did you try any of our local foods?
Oh yeah. No, I've that was an incredible show. That was one of the last shows I've done. It's kind of like the farewell to what the normal was. So that was a really big hallmark show for me. Cape Town, Joburg, incredible shows. The food, I didn't really get a chance to stay there that much. Last time I was there, I really went in on some food. I don't remember what I ate, but I mean, it was just kind of a in and out. Like I did Cape Town. I did the hike. I think we went to Tabletop Mountain. So yeah, I did that. I love exploring through Cape Town too. So we went to, I forgot where we went to. We went to a couple different places, but yeah, no, it's beautiful, beautiful place.
We'd love to have you back sometime. Talk to us about Aoki Pizza.
Well, I mean, we don't have Pizza Aoki in South Africa, so maybe through the show we can find a partner. But yeah, we have actually, I think we have 11 different cities across the United States now. So in 11
awesome.
different cities across the U.S., we got a Pizza Aoki shop, and mainly most of them are in LA. So we're canvassed all over LA. And since COVID, we've used our pizza hubs as kitchens to, just get pizzas out to all the healthcare workers and
Awesome.
frontliners. So that's been great to be able to feed like the people on the front line that are risking their lives to help out everyone. And that it's just a good feeling that we can help out in any way. But yeah, the pizza business, I'm now in the pizza business, but it's doing well. Like we've like grown rapidly, and I mean, in 2 years we'll be hitting 2 years soon, and we already have like 11 different cities across the U.S. I just want to start branching out. And you get in South Africa.
We'd love it here. Pizza is it's one of the big things we enjoy. We've got a couple of other things as well, but pizza always does well. I think we got a couple of American brands here, but there's always room for more. I'd love to taste it.
Awesome.
What inspires you? You wake up in the morning. Do you think about music? Does it happen during the day? Does the sound that you've heard? Is it something that you've seen? What inspires you? What is your process to make music?
Well, I mean, you just have to leave your mind completely open. Everything. There's no like box. There's no like appointment. There's no window. It's you have to be inspired by everything every day. And I mean, I've always called myself a human sampler, so I'm always like sampling ideas as I travel, even fashion to music to just like any way to be creative. And since I get to travel so much and I get to experience so much in IRL, pre-COVID, I'm lucky. So I get a lot of different, references and ideas and working with different sounds. I mean, actually in South Africa, when I was taking an Uber somewhere, and the driver was playing some really cool music. And see, at that moment, that time, if you don't keep your mind open to be affected and know that like anything is a stimulus, anything is like a strand that you can pull on, you won't be able to open up to that world. And in South Africa, especially when you go to new places, you got to like keep your mind wide open, and like any sound that's interesting, you got to keep open. And the driver was playing all this really incredible, I'm not even sure if it's South African music. It's definitely African music. And I was just like a student in the car. I was like, who is this artist? Like, can you play other artists? Pull up your Spotify. Let me see your playlist. And I just was taking pictures and recording audio on my phone. My phone has like a bunch of voice notes of me like doing melodies into the phone, or me recording sounds, me recording people, even like when someone talks in a different language, I record them because I think it sounds cool. I mean, literally everything. I'm just sampling and recording, and in this case, the Uber driver was my teacher.
I love it. So before COVID arrived, what were your plans for the year?
Before COVID arrived, I was on tour. I was on my Neon Future 4 tour. My album came out during COVID. It's a COVID baby. And I had to get pulled off tour. I was touring across the United States. So I came from South Africa, and then I came back to the States, and I jumped on this tour. And I was in the middle of the tour, a sold-out U.S. tour with Timmy Trumpet, and we got pulled off. It sucks, but it is what it is. So,
future collaborations, who would you like to work with?
That I kind of keep to myself, because I feel like the surprise element is always the best way to get people hyped on a collab. I work with tons of artists. I work with, the list is so, it's very rare. I like say no to a collaboration. Because even like the ones that you would be like, whoa, that would be weird and probably not good, I'm very curious about. The ones the ones that don't seem so, they don't fit, are the challenges I like to take on, kind of.
So how does it work? Is it do you have an idea of somebody that you want to work with, or somebody comes to you and say they want to collaborate, or is it a meeting of the minds?
Definitely goes both ways. I mean, most of the time it's me going out. unless they're my friends already, they know how to reach me. Sometimes, yeah, it's rare, but sometimes management will funnel in like, hey, this artist wants to work with you. Um, but 90% of the time is I'm reaching out, you know, like especially like Neon Future 4, there's a wide array of collaborations like Sting. You know, I've always wanted to work with Sting. I've been a fan of the Police since I was a kid. And I made a song with like you know, someone that upholds the legacy of music, period, you know. To the Backstreet Boys, to you know, to Monsta X, to Maluma, to you know, just across the board. I want to work with all different kinds of artists. So just keep my. So the album, when I step into album mode, I really go, let's like really focus on thinking about the world. Like working with Alok from Brazil to Alan Walker in Norway, you know, to Lei Zhang based in China, Agnes Mo based in Jakarta. You know, obviously American artists as well. I need to work with some South African artists. You know, I'm just like always thinking like global. My music is global, and which has allowed me to tour around the world. I do 250 shows a year around the world every year, pre-COVID. But like as I tour, I get inspired too, and it also it like I learn about new sounds, and there's always new genres popping up in all the different places that like these little subsets around the world. I want to hear about that. I want to know about it, you know?
So if you didn't do music, if you weren't Steve Aoki, a global name, global icon, what else would you have done?
I'm really into science,
Okay.
and well, you know, because of the brain and uh, I wouldn't say I would want to be a scientist, but I probably would be in that field some way somehow. It's just exciting. It's definitely it strikes a passion point in my heart or my brain, really, because it all comes from the brain. But um, when I find out a breakthrough in science, like just recently, I mean, I had to sign an NDA. I had to sign like a long NDA to do this, and I was really, really, I felt really special that I was able to try this out, this technology out, this brain technology, and we finally like talked about it in public. But I put on this brain scan kind of like cap, and I went into this room, and it was able to. It was playing songs of mine, so they definitely like play it to me just to you know like make me feel like special. But they put on a bunch of my songs, and they play a song, and the computer can just by like having nodes on my brain, non-invasive. You know, like there's obviously Neuralink, which you know that Elon Musk is working on, where you have to like kind of like fisherman drill a hole in your skull, and it goes right attaching right to your brain. This one's not invasive, so it can detect what I'm hearing
It's
in my
unbelievable.
brain.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it just pops up on the screen, and it did it like a number of times. So I mean, there's already technology that can kind of see, like if you see like let's say a desert with some camels across, you like there's technology from 5 years ago that can kind of see it like a very not I wouldn't say blurry, but another word for that, like an image of like a desert with some like blobs coming across. So there's technology that's leading to that. Now there's technology now in 2020 that can basically be a mental Shazam without you even telling you. You know, like it'll tell you what you're listening to.
That's incredible. Steve
Yeah.
Aoki chatting to us from, where are you?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh, you live there, Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us about Yerkes World.
Aoki's World. Yes. That's like, it's like my mini doc, you know, ever since I'll Sleep When I'm Dead came out, I've been, well, I've been doing it before then, but, I felt the need to always, document the ongoings of my life. And, it's fun. Just post up videos, post up content from all my different stories that are happening. all around the world on my YouTube channel. But yeah, so Aoki's World is like my fun way for fans to get involved with what's happening with me.
So you wake up in the morning, you get inspired, you hit the studio, you're making sounds, you feeling it or you're not feeling it. How do you know what to release? How do you know what will work, what won't work? Is it your gut? Is it something that you feel?
Yeah. You definitely have to trust your gut. I mean, it's also like fine wine. You sit with your ideas. Some of the melodies, like some of the melodies I wrote in Neon Future 4, my album that just came out. Some of those melodies were from 2013. So I have a whole bank of melodies. I have a whole bank of beats that I keep that just don't get old to me. You know, I might have to update the other production, maybe the drums, maybe something else, but whatever it might be, like I'll keep certain elements that stick with me over time. And if like I come back to it a week later and it's just like, nah, then like it's, you know, it's in the garbage. But I mean, like you have to keep the things that work for you and trust that. I mean, at the end of the day, as a producer, you want to make music that has a timeless quality. One of my biggest songs I made in 2009 is actually a remix of Pursuit of Happiness. That song is over 10 years old and it's timeless. I still play it at the end of my shows. You know, 10 years later, thousands of shows later, I'm still playing that song. That's the goal is to make songs like that where you could play them. You know, it's just like if you go see like your favorite band from like when you're a kid and they're playing music that just strikes a chord, it's like it'll never get old. It's like always with you. So if you can make music like that, then like, you know, you'll be all right in your career, you know? So I just have tons of ideas like that. And then you have to learn to let go. That's the other thing about being a producer is like when to stop finishing the song. Because you can always tweak, you can always fine tune and keep going forever, you know, and you have to learn to stop.
What car do you drive?
I got a Tesla. I have two. I have a few, but like my main is my Tesla. It's just a self-driving. It's incredibly efficient. It self-drives on the freeway. You have to like touch the wheel every now and again, but yeah, it's energy efficient. Obviously, well, it's no gas. So in that way, it's efficient. And it's like a operating system. It's like updating your phone. The car just updates. It's like a big OS, and it just updates with new stuff that the Elon and his team are putting into the car. So you go in the car and like new update has arrived, and then like it's like you just brought your car into a shop and just, you know, put something new in there. So I got my Tesla, I got my Lambo,
which is faster.
Yeah, it's my Aventador SV Roadster. So like that's for my adrenaline side of me, and just, you know, feeling the power of a Lambo. You know, it's incredible. I got that, and I got two Scions because I worked with Scion before, so they gave me two cars. One's like a speed demon, like you know, almost like a I don't know, it's a fun little car, and then I have an extra car for the house people use.
Steve Aoki chatting to us from Las Vegas. What's the weather like in Vegas?
It's warm. It's very warm. Very warm. It's actually a really nice temperature. It's like, I don't know if you guys use Fahrenheit out there, but Fahrenheit is 90 degrees or something. But Vegas in the summer is like unbearable. It's like 100, 115 degrees. It's really hot. I'm never here though in the summer, except now I have to be, because at summertime I'm usually touring across Europe.
Different weather that side of the world as well. So Steve Aoki, obviously the ultimate song for you. If you had to choose the one song that stands out, when you were chatting now about a timeless song, when I think about timeless music, I think about Michael Jackson, I think about Billie Jean, I think about Thriller, Sting and the Police. Those are the songs that comes to mind. What is yours? One song.
Probably Queen.
Ah.
I was gonna have a go-to. Bohemian Rhapsody. It's it's just such a great song.
And also just watching the movie to see the inspiration, behind it. It's incredible. It's become probably one of the biggest songs in history.
And I know. And it's like 8 minutes long.
And for you, what would be the one song that you would want everybody to remember you by? If you think Steve Aoki, this is the song we want to remember.
That's a tough one. Tough one. I think I don't have a choice though. People are gonna remember me by the song that like hit them the hardest, or hit their heart the hardest, because that's like the most important. You want a song that like makes you feel something really special,
Sure.
That's the most important thing about being a producer is you want to make music that really touches people emotionally, lifts them up. I think one of my favorite experiences, just meeting fans is like meeting some fans that were going through some really, really tough times, and them sharing their stories of my music being able to help get them through like cancer, or get them through like really bad breakups or whatnot. That music has always been there for me in that way growing up and now. So like knowing that like I can make a song that can help people like that is like, it's a great feeling. So I'd have to just be like, I just have to let them choose,
Steve, thank you very much for your time. All the best with the music. Good luck with the touring. Hopefully after COVID-19, we get to see you again. Well, last question, who do you like to share stage with?
Who do I want to share stage with?
Yeah, who comes to mind?
Like all time?
All time, yeah.
The Beatles.
Okay, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, the Beatles, the greatest band on earth. I love the Beatles. They're my favorite.
Fantastic. Steve Aoki, absolute pleasure and a big honor to be chatting to you tonight. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Good Hope FM.